If you went through the original Catch the Vision introductory course, you'll notice that I'm replacing a very long presentation on planning and planners with a very brief one. That is because experience is teaching me that the less you plan, the better off you are in this kind of learning environment. That may panic some of you, but I will simply refer you back to the Rhythm of Life presentation. Yes, to create a rhythm in your day that works for you, but never allow the rhythm to drown out the song of the heart. You have to give room for that song to flow, and thankfully, everyone's song is different. Previously, I mentioned that for years, I tried to plan menus. Sometimes I tried to plan meals out for a month at a time so I didn't have to think about it. It seems so logical, doesn't it? Yet more often than not, the meal assigned to a certain day either didn't sound appealing when I got there, or something came up and it was too time-intensive for that day, or maybe we decided to just go out to eat. You may have experienced the same thing in planning out your learning activities. All those book lists and plans look great on paper, but then your kids and day-to-day life enters the equation, and all those carefully made plans fly out the window. So what has worked best for me in meal planning is that I have a recipe book of my favorite recipes, and that's my go-to to jot down a variety of meals for the week, buy the food so I know I have it on hand, and then I choose the meal for the day according to what I feel like eating or cooking on that day. There's flexibility that allows me to throw in some new recipes I find along the way. The original planner was designed with this method in mind. There was a page to make sure you had gathered everything you needed. But now the new website does that for you. It reminds you to let the forgotten classics be the spine of your day, like I talked about previously. And here you can just open and read. To expand from there, you've got biblio-guides, music, art to look at, plays to try out, movies to watch, crafts to do, food to cook. You can easily find something every single day spontaneously. The rotation provides the rhythm and the framework. I walk you through that in the Libraries of Hope tour video. In other words, I've already provided a basic menu for you to now customize. The good news is almost everything is right there for you. You don't even have to go shopping. So I've changed my tune, inspired by my oldest daughter, who presented me with an idea that has worked best for her family of 6 daughters ages 3 to 17. Originally, she gave me her wish list for a planner that was released a few years ago, but with as busy as life is, she realized it was more beneficial for her to look at what she had done at the end of the day rather than plan for what she was going to do. She has learned to be much more spontaneous in her learning. So here is her modification. She printed out enough pages for a whole year with days of the week on the left side and a blank page on the right. She added a favorite fine art print to the cover and had it spiral bound. Now she can easily jot down doctor appointments or other events going on that week so that she's aware of them. Then she writes down what they did as a record of their learning. But the funnest thing is on the right side of the page. At the end of the week, she glues in pictures of their week. Isn't that top picture fun? Her girls recreated Las Meninas. Can you imagine the memories this unplanner will spark in the coming years? Her 5 daughters, ages 7 to 17, have their own unplanner, and they pick their own art for the cover. This is where they can make an accounting of their day and jot down the highlights and add the pictures. The pictures go in at the end of the week. If you make it a part of the rhythm of your day, it can be a very easy way to reflect on what your kids did and think about what they hope to accomplish the next day. Also, it gives them a place to hold on to favorite things they find along the way, favorite art, favorite music or movies or books. My daughter's youngest daughter tells her mom what she wants to remember, and her mom jots it down. If you go week after week and you haven't done anything that's worth taking a picture of, you may want to rethink what you're prioritizing. Are you stuck in a rut of rhythm, or are you actually living life? How sad if there are no stories to tell of childhood, for those are the stuff memories are made of and part of the glue that binds us together. The Reading Record keeps track of forgotten classics and other books they read. They have math programs they work through. They practice handwriting as part of the rhythm of the day. Their notebooks give evidence of history and language arts. Nature journaling and photos of their many hikes in nature give evidence of science studies. As she lives in a state with pretty strict requirements, this unplanner still gives her the information she needs to report what they did to comply. There's a spot for her to mark if they did music, art, poetry, stories, or nature. She doesn't do all of them every day, but it's a quick way to see if something got neglected during the week. The more you think simple, the more success you'll have. This may help you simplify, and you may be surprised by how much you really are accomplishing in a day. There's a free PDF provided for you that you can print out and create your own unplanner with, if you'd like to give it a try.